welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the stories behind their latest release and also playing their new video. Special thanks to my good friend Jody Best of Best Bet Promotions for coordinating and scheduling today's artist. Having over 20 plus years in the music industry, if you're looking for a highly successful promotion and marketing professional who's extremely motivated, look no further than Jody Best. For more information, contact Jody via email at bestbetpromo@yahoo.com. Special thanks today to my sponsor, GOGO Tuners. For all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy, look no further. The GOGO Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. GOGO's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefined, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on The Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. And today's guest, my good friend, Mr. Marc LaBelle of the amazing band Dirty Honey. We're going to talk to Marc, see what he and the guys have been doing, working on their second album. We're going to play the video Rolling Sevens and a lot more right here on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. We are rolling sevens today in New York with a former New Yorker here on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. I love this band. I love this cool guy. Oh my goodness. We are rolling with my man Marc LaBelle of Dirty Honey in the house.
Always a New Yorker. Never forget it.
Always a New Yorker. And a guy that loves hockey. Man, are we missing hockey? I hope they do something
I know.
soon.
I hope it comes back. Fingers crossed.
So, man, great to see you. I got to meet you at the knitting factory down in Brooklyn in February. We talked when you were in a cab in like October of last year in Chicago. Now that it's all like, and I know you're supposed to be in Australia, but I want to just, have you had an opportunity to breathe and go, wow? I mean, you toured Slash, Myles, Alter Bridge, the EP charted #1.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, and this quarantine, I guess, has given us an opportunity not only to write more and prep for the new album, but reflect on the last year. And it's pretty remarkable. If it were all to end now, it'd be a pretty remarkable journey. Hopefully that's not the case, but it's been really cool. So, I
mean, do you guys evaluate? Let me just talk about evaluation and expectation. Let's talk about the EP first.
Yeah.
Did it? I mean, obviously you don't know what to expect, right? And you put out the EP, you're unsigned, it crushes, and now that you had again a chance to take a breath with the guys, do you evaluate and go, now the pressure's on for #2?
Yeah, well, it's funny. We started playing a couple of the new songs that we're gonna record on the last tour, and they were received so well that we're just itching to get it laid down and get it out. People are like, people already know like names of the songs and lyrics and stuff, and I'm like, all right, let's do this thing. So it's been fun, and we're just really anxious to get into the studio and finish this sucker up.
Tied Up, I remember.
Yeah,
And I
tied
want
up.
to say The Wire.
Wire, yeah.
That was on it. I want to think. I got to think. Was I missing something? Is there, I know you did Last Child,
No,
obviously.
yeah, those were the two. Oh, there's another one we were playing called Take My Hand. I don't know if we did it at that show or not.
Tied Up was like the place went crazy. Like
Yeah,
everybody
it's a fun one.
even knew it. All right. So you're supposed to be in Australia, and we talked about that. And you know how cool it was, I guess, when you went down to record. You got away from the daily grind, get away from LA, and you get a chance to like really work together here as a group. And that's not happening now. So what are you guys doing right now? I mean, obviously you're working, playing back and forth, sending videos, maybe, or Skyping with Nick, the producer.
Yeah,
Where are you at on the stage right now with it all?
we're doing a lot of Zoom stuff with Nick and sending him, stuff. We're recording stuff all the time. We rented a rehearsal space for me and the other three guys to get into, as much as possible and just get together and write and demo songs. So there's this constant flow of emails, Zoom calls, us rehearsing. It's not really that much different than what we would have been doing in pre-production anyway. It's just the big question mark is when and if can we go to Australia, or does Nick come here and do it in a studio in LA, or do we have to survive on us getting a studio in LA and an engineer that we trust here, and also Zoom with Nick at the same time, or what does that even look like? We have no idea. So a lot of uncertainty still.
Wow. I mean, you want to ride off the momentum of what you just came off of,
Yeah.
and then you hit this wall. But I think, I mean, you got to see the fan base. I got to see you guys. The shows were great. The shows were incredible. I mean, I think a lot of the shows were sold out that I was reading. The reviews were over the top. So let's talk about, did you meet the expectations and evaluations of the tour? I mean, when you guys go like, wow, man.
Well, we started in Austin, Texas, which was really special. I've got some friends there that I love and, have been kind of on this journey with me for a little while now, and just see them, come to a show and be in their city, and they're like, why is there like 400 people here? Like, how's it work? And they're like, this is awesome, So that was cool. And then it just started getting better and better. We went to Dallas, played a sold out show in Dallas and Houston, and great turnout in Houston. And the show was awesome on like a Sunday night. How they even know about us in Houston, I have no idea. And made our way down through Florida, and just it started snowballing. Sold out show. We were getting really excited. It was really cool. So by the time we got to New York, I feel like we were a pretty well-oiled machine, because we were about 2.5 weeks in already, and starting to make our turn back to the West Coast.
I mean, and talk about touring, Alter Bridge / The Who, I want to say at one point. I mean, I know those guys really endorsed you. I read somewhere that Myles Kennedy was like, those guys are the best. I want them back. And I think you were supposed to go on tour or open for them in Europe or something like that, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to go out to we were supposed to be in Italy playing a headlining show in Milan on last Friday. And obviously, that didn't happen. But we were supposed to do some shows with Bush and Alter Bridge, and we were pretty excited to see Europe as a band for the first time. And I know they were too. We still get messages every day, hope you're coming to Germany or the Netherlands or to Italy, wherever.
So you really got a little bit of a fan base out there, right? Without even going there, the buzz is there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the internet these days. I mean, you put something out and it's in every country, every corner of the world, immediately. And we haven't really done any promotion out there yet. But people find you, that's for sure. If it's good, they'll find it.
Well, that's good, man. That's got to be super excited for you. How are the guys doing, by the way? How's my man John? How's Justin? How's Corey?
Yeah, they're all hanging in there. Everybody's Justin just had a very minor surgery. He's been recovering from. He's doing good though. He said he's at like 90% right now. So everybody's just doing their own sort of version of whatever's comfortable in this weird situation. So we're just trying to all figure it out.
All right, so you gotta do the glass thing again. We talked offline. You posted on your Instagram.
Is it bad? No,
it's actually a lot better, man.
Yeah, it is. It's really bad
Sometimes,
in the morning.
sometimes to get the honey, you have to get stung in the face. I'm like, oh, wow.
I definitely got stung in the face too. It hurt like a bitch.
And you said you were on a motorcycle and you were just like riding and a bee got inside?
Like, stuff flies in your helmet sometimes, and it usually just hits your sunglasses, but this one like kind of hit my forehead and then just like kind of got caught over here and stung me right there. And I thought it was fine. I went about the rest of the day, and that night when I went to sleep, it was like, oh, I'm feeling like my face is swelling up a little bit, and I woke up the next morning, and it was like, it was really fucked up.
I see the hat collection looks good. Were you able to buy a few more, maybe a new bike?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I could definitely use some more hats at any point in time. I'm obsessed, obviously. I would love. Yeah, I got my eyes on another bike too. We'll see.
You got a Harley, right? You got a Harley and a BMW?
I got a Harley and a BMW, and I'm looking to get another BMW. So yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, we got to play a little. We got to play a little video here that's got what 3 point. Now you're not going to hear it, Mark. I'm going to incorporate the sound so we can talk over it. We talked about it once before. I'm like, man, where did he get the idea? I mean, the desert. This girl's on a bike. She pulls in. I mean, it's pretty unique. How many takes? Tell me about the story behind it.
Yeah, we must have did it like 20 times. So this opening shot is actually a different location from where we shot the rest of it.
Okay.
And we kind of hide a cut in this opening scene when she walks into the club. But yeah, I just, for whatever reason, I told my buddy, the director Scott, I was just like, the intro to the song, for whatever reason, I just see a camera, tilting up on a girl on a motorcycle to this music. It's just so sexy, and it's got that rock and roll vibe that I always loved, and that's just sort of what I saw. And he was like, okay, that's not much of an idea, but it's an idea. I guess we can build off of that. And then I always wanted to do something that was a one-take, sort of Martin Scorsese-looking video sort of thing. And it's a real challenge to take that on, and he was up for it, and he sort of built the rest of the story around that. And that's how we came up with it. We had to fill up the space, we had to fill up the time with things happening. He did a great job writing out the treatment, and obviously
Yeah, knowing your history, like you said, we spoke before about, you guys will play for anybody. You're playing gigs left and right. You're in these clubs, you're in wherever, there's fights breaking out, there's this, there's that. Yep. And, I think that was kind of the theme that I got, the idea I got when I watched it a couple of times going, well, this is really where they came from. I mean, this is a part of your history for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean, we played at that club. That's Carvel's Blues Club in Santa Monica. We played there dozens of times, and some nights it would be packed, if it was a weekend. Sometimes we play on a Tuesday, and this is what it would look like. It wouldn't look very full, but people would be going crazy because they came out to see us or whatever. And many times fights would break out, and Scott, the director, was at a lot of these shows, and he knew what would go on. He was going on the ride with us from the early days, and knew how to capture the authenticity of like an early Dirty Honey show, and that's just sort of what we went for.
Yeah, no, it's look at it, 3.6 million views. I mean, I don't think you expected that, but it's like, wow, man, I love it.
Yeah, that one exceeded everybody's expectations in like the first day. It just exploded. When we put it out, so it was pretty exciting.
And When I'm Gone is like 838,000. Any thoughts about doing one for Heartbreaker or Scars, or kind of pass all that?
Before quarantine, we were the day before LA shut down. We were planning to shoot. I think LA shut down on a Monday, and we had sent out a call sheet on Sunday. We were going to shoot a video for Heartbreaker, and we were ready to go. And then we got word Sunday night that they were shutting the city down for like all sort of commerce, and couldn't have gatherings of more than 4 or 5 people or whatever, so we had to pull the plug on the video shoot, and that's kind of where we're at now. But we had an idea, we were ready to do it. So.
I've been playing Heartbreaker. I just played Heartbreaker again last night. I'm like every other week or so, I'm throwing a Dirty Honey mixed in with my whole theme of new music, keeping new music alive on the radio. So, and it's been going great. I mean, everybody is following it and onto it. What folks might not be aware, Mark, is your educational background: broadcasting, marketing, corporate communications. Well, before you actually, I guess, moved to LA in 2012. How has that helped you into this whole music industry and business? I mean, obviously, you were on this mission, right? You knew what you wanted to do. You took these courses to prepare yourself and then said, okay, I'm out of New York. Time to go out there and check this out.
Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't do it. I just sort of did it just because it interested me. You know, it wasn't a plan to like help facilitate a music career. They sort of were two different paths. I literally moved out to LA to try and work in film and TV production, and a friend was like, you should like not do that. You should be singing. Just, I'll help you. He was a saxophonist at the USC Jazz School, and he was really my only musical connection in LA. And you know, I'm grateful to him every day for steering me in that direction and putting me in touch with musicians and helping me book gigs and stuff. And I talk to him every day. He, oddly enough, became a doctor at Johns Hopkins Medical Center. He's a brilliant musician, really, really wonderful musician, keyboards and saxophone, and super talented guy, very smart guy. Yeah, he was the one that just sort of pushed me in, like, you should be singing. Nobody's doing your thing. If rock and roll ever comes back, like, you should be the one to sort of lead the charge. And you know, he was fucking right. So
you guys definitely filled that void that was missing. I was reading before, I think, a quote that John had. John called the band the sound of Dirty Honey new fashion rock and roll, and I like that, and I like that whole that bluesy thing. What folks might not know, reading from your the press thing that they forwarded me, was you moved to LA in 2012, no job, crashed on a friend's couch, but that eventually dried up and was virtually homeless for 9 months, living out of a car. Yeah, I mean, like, and then you look back and go, okay, yeah.
I remember that first night in the car pulling. I couldn't figure out how to recline my seat to go to sleep, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Like, this is."
Calling mom and dad going, this is good, I'm good.
They didn't even know. Yeah, exactly. They didn't even know anything. I always felt like they raised me really well and were always, you know, supportive, and, you know, they didn't raise a fuck up, you know. I didn't, and I didn't want them to feel bad at all. So I just sort of just kept that information away from them. And my mom came out to visit once, and at this point I had graduated from the couch to a friend's patio, and she was like, "Why is all your shit like out on the patio?"
I love it.
There's a futon out on the patio that I slept on every night, and I loved it. Those are some of the best times, you know. So.
I know, but, and again, now you sit back when people say, you know, this wasn't a golden spoon at all. And there's got to be so many musicians out there, right, that are like looking for that right chemistry that you found with the other guys, that, you know, timing, meeting somebody, knowing somebody.
Yeah. I mean, had I not met John, like, this might not have happened. And, you know, meeting other people that really wanted to be in a rock and roll band was essential. Being in a rock and roll band, not being a musician for somebody else, but being in a band, like, that's a pretty tough thing to find in LA, honestly.
And the songs, I mean, the songwriting that you and John and the guys put together, I mean, that gritty, bluesy 70s, again, it was a void that's certainly missing. Yeah. There's a quote here somewhere: we want to be as big as Aerosmith, the Black Keys, and AC/DC. How are you prepared to handle fame, my bud? I mean, you could walk the streets today, put the hat on, nobody might not recognize you, but You know, you got to shoot big, right? If you go small, go big, or go home, right?
Exactly. I mean, hey, if you don't believe you can do it, nobody else should either. So, but yeah, it was funny. I went to a restaurant the other night for the first time, dined in, and you know, however many months it's been, and I was in there maybe for 30 seconds before somebody was like, "You're Mark from Dirty Honey." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I love you guys, man." There's this really nice Italian kid from outside of Bologna, and he was just like, "I went to the last show at the El Rey, loved it," and you know, he's like, "I'm a huge fan of yours." So you know, he was very nice, and I was like, that was completely unexpected coming out of quarantine for anybody that noticed you or anything, you know. So,
with touring with all those other guys, what great advice did they give you when you were touring with Alter Bridge and Myles and Slash? And what advice? I mean, they're really into you guys. So, what great advice did they provide to you to say, keep doing what you're doing? Or
I think you know, like Mark Tremonti, we talked to him a lot about the business and songwriting, and you know, he's really proud and inspired by the fact that we're doing it without a label, and he's like, just fucking do that as long as you can, man. I'm like, that's the way to go. But you know, I think you learn from osmosis from people like Myles and Slash, and just Slash is always playing, he's always practicing, he fucking loves playing the guitar. There's nothing he loves to do more, and I saw it with my own eyes, and it's like, if you're not in it because you're passionate about it, you're in it for the wrong reason. And that's, you know, that's the lesson I learned from everybody, you know, that we've been out with. And, you know, Myles has been nothing but supportive and sharing little tidbits about vocal preservation and stuff like that. And, you know, he's a good guy. We've been keeping in touch with him a little bit throughout all this. And he's a big fan and, you know, a good friend too. So.
excellent. Well, and you know, that's a good point. That's a good point about the whole vocals. You know, and I talked to the Paul Rogers of the world and Glenn Hughes and other greats, and they just said, if I'm going to do interviews, I do interviews, but I can't go into the recording studio. I can't do a show. It's either one or the other. And sleep is number one. And obviously, you know, hydration is number two. And, you know, it's like, as a fan and not a musician, I'm like, I go to the shows and I'm like, this is great. And now being on this side of the table for a while and getting to know more and more of the artists and talk about that ingredient, that not the ingredient, the instrument. You know, I go to a show and I meet the drummer, Leonard Skinner, and I go, what's going on? He's like, yeah, everybody wants to hear Freebird, and it's a 15-minute marathon. You know, we're going, yeah, this is great. The guy's like, you got to be in shape. You know, it's, the most important seat of a drum kit is the seat and how far you can get to obviously to the drum. So, yeah, in your case, the vocals. Way
yeah, I've been doing exercises still, trying to do it every day. And, you know, I think it's sleep, it's water, and it's taking care of yourself, diet, and literally diet and exercise, and obviously doing the things you can do to stay sharp, you know, by exercising out the vocals and not only the vocals, but like actually exercising, you know.
Did you ever have a vocal coach?
No, I stumbled upon a vocal exercise CD by a guy named Brett Manning. I don't even know how technical it is or how good it is, but I started doing that a couple years ago, and about a month after I started doing it every day, I sort of noticed like, hey, like I have some more agility with my voice now, and a little bit better range, and I can sustain notes, you know, longer. And I just noticed it was subtle. It was very subtle. But I've just been doing that ever since, and come to find out like Myles does a similar thing. You know, so I think it's probably important to do.
Absolutely. Well, I can't thank you enough for your time today. The Swarm, the Army, the Dirty Honey Army can't wait for that second one to pop out. We're going to be buying it and supporting you. And I mean, obviously you have no idea. You wait for this lockdown. You go to see Nick. Nick comes up here. Any titles? Can you share anything for the Army? What would you say to the Army today when I post this?
Any titles? There's going to be one. Well, you know a couple of them already, but there's definitely one that I think is going to be pretty good. Nice soulful tune called "Another Last Time."
Okay.
That'll be.
There you go.
It's going to be a good one.
We're looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right, my man. Be safe. Be well. Stay dirty. We'll roll the dice again soon. Support this guy. Buy the shirt. Get the tray.
I love
Buy it all. Get the poster. Get it now because he's going to make it real big. And you could be dirty out of it, not dirty honey with it.
Cool, man. Well, good talking to you.
Yeah, brother. Thank you. I love it. Hey, I'm also putting a video collage of everybody that I talked to thank the first responders out there, the essential workers.
Sure.
Do you mind taking a quick minute? Hey, Marc LaBelle from Dirty Honey, just wishing and want to say thank you to all the folks so I can add you in the collage. And
Sure.
whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, it's Marc LaBelle from Dirty Honey. Just wanted to give a big thank you to all the medical professionals and first responders out there working hard to fight COVID-19. And, I got a very good personal friend that is working at the Johns Hopkins Medical Center every day with COVID patients. And I know it's a really, really tough thing for everybody. And just hoping everybody stays safe and stays healthy. So thank you.
Excellent. And a shout out to Jody Best. I don't know what I do without Jody. Got to say hi to Jody.
Jody Best.
Jody is the best. It's in the name. Perfect. Marc.
Jody is the best. It's in the name. I love it.
Jody is the best. It's in the name. I can't make it any easier than that. My best, my man. My best. Tell the guys that said hi. Can't wait to chat with you again. Keep doing what you're doing because I'm going to keep on playing your tunes as much as I can.
I love it. Good talking to you.
Okay, man. Be safe. Marc, thank you.
You too.
Bye now.